Minister, I was just wondering, the Western Australian Supreme Court findings in relation to this matter found, and I'll read them out. The allegations of a cover-up had no foundation in fact, and the allegations of inadequate support was based on an incomplete and misleading accounts of the facts. Do you accept that?
Well, I'm aware of the court decision. I'm aware of that reporting. I have read it.
Not a report, decision.
So, Minister, given that the findings of two superior Australian courts found that there was no cover-up and no wrongdoing, will you now acknowledge that the accusations made by you and members of your government of a cover-up were in fact unfounded?
Senator Ruston, I have nothing further to say on this matter. I have answered a number of questions and I spoke, including directly from Senator Reynolds herself before she left the Senate, and that is on the record, and I have nothing further to say.
So in the matter of Reynolds and the Commonwealth, as is kind of usually the case with complex matters, there is a team of solicitors and a team of counsel. The solicitors on the record are AGS. I don't have the number, but they work through what they need to work through with the appropriate personnel on their side. And in terms of counsel, we have 3, which is, again, usual in terms of seniority and junior counsel.
Okay, so how many of them, so in the case of Reynolds, how many of them are paid more than $5,000 of those 3?
I'll come back to you on that, Senator.
Well, if you could tell me how many are paid more than $5,000 and how many sit within the 3,500 senior counsel and the 2,300 junior counsel, if you could provide that to me today, that would be great. And what about in relation to Brown?
In relation to Brown, we have a team of solicitors. As mentioned earlier, I don't have a precise number on that because they do what they need to do on their end in the usual fashion. And we have 2 counsel, again, a senior and a junior.
Okay, and are either of those paid more than $5,000?
My understanding is one of the 2, but I will confirm that for you.
As the instructing agency, has the Department of Finance taken any assessment of whether the conduct in both the Brown and the Reynolds matters complied with the Commonwealth model litigation under the Legal Services Direction?
Senator, we have all of our standard processes checked against the model litigant obligation and ensure that everything we do in the management of our claims is compliant, not only with the model litigant obligation, but all of the obligations under the Legal Services Directions. And wherever there is any doubt on our obligation under the directions, we go through a rigorous process of ensuring that we have checked our processes. We seek external legal advice to have others check our processes, and we report any allegations of model litigant breach to the Attorney-General's Department in accordance with their requirements.
Have you sought any advice from the Attorney-General's Department in relation to whether your approach or the Department of Finance's approach to these matters complies?
In these particular 2 matters, we have not had anyone allege that we are breaching the model litigant obligation.
But I'm asking you whether you sought that advice.
We work very closely with the Office of Legal Services Coordination and so they have full visibility of every step we take on sensitive issues, significant issues rather, as they're called under the Legal Services Direction, especially where they are complex or set a precedent or involve many players across government, which is often again, the case in our case. Essentially, we work together on these things to the extent that they require visibility under the Legal Services Directions. And if there is an allegation, we will certainly double-check everything and turn our minds more sharply and demonstrate what we have done to the Attorney General's Department.
Ms